Hi. So I had this friend come over the other day. I poured him a glass of whiskey, as a good host does. I didn't just pour him a glass of whiskey, I poured me a glass of whiskey, and I poured a third glass of whiskey. And I put that on my little altar which I have with a picture of two of my ancestors. It's probably the picture that you saw in the thumbnail. And I don't know if this was the alcohol talking, but that friend, who's not a pagan, asked me a very profound question. He said, when you put that glass of whiskey there, do you actually believe that your dead grandfather will come down from heaven and drink that whiskey with you? Now, that's one of the reasons why we're friends. That, you know, we feel free enough to be honest with each other. And I like that question. I like it so much that I decided to make this video to give a proper answer. There are actually two answers to that question. When it comes to ancestor worship and it comes to offerings, why do we do it? Why do we bother? Well, I believe it's not so much the whiskey that we offer. It is, but it's more so the intention and the time and the effort that we put in that offering that we offer. Because we don't want to be like that one friend. We all know that one friend. That one friend that only calls on you when they're in trouble. You know the one. If you don't know, you're probably it. No, but he only calls when he's in trouble. Yo, I just need some money, help. There's always, he only calls on you when he needs help. Would you be inclined to help such a person? Well, in the beginning maybe yes, but after a while you're like, hands off, because you're always in trouble. And you only call me when you need anything. So, you know, what that person is to you, don't be that person to the gods. Don't be that person to your ancestors. Because it's not a question in your life if things will go wrong. Because they will. They will go wrong. And so it's more a question of when they will go wrong. And when they will go wrong, you will feel very bad feelings. And you will call out for help. Maybe you call on your ancestors, a power that's still in your blood. Maybe you ask that for assistance. Maybe you go to the landvertier. Maybe you go to the sky and scream at the sky and scream at the gods. You know, but if you only do it when you're down and out, when life is kicking your ass, you know, you become like that one friend who only calls for assistance. So if you just, you know, whenever you have a good time, you invite your ancestors into your house to drink with you, to celebrate and to anchor that moment. Say like, you know, grandfather, behold, I'm standing up on my 2 feet and I'm taking care of my family in this beautiful home. So you invite them and you create this bond. You know, if you take the time and the effort, you know, they're more likely to help you in time of need if you foster that connection. So the first answer to the question is yes. It helps and it works to make offerings for your ancestors. But the second answer to that question, the question being, if you offer a glass of whiskey for your great-grandfather, does he actually come down and drink that whiskey with you? Second answer is, it doesn't matter if he comes down or not. And let me try and explain that a bit. Family is insanely important. You figure that out more and more once you get older. You figure out because maybe your father didn't treat you right, maybe your mother didn't treat you right. You know, there's little things, they affect who you are, and who you are affects everything around you. So everything starts in the family. Now what you're actually doing when you're making an offering to your ancestors is you're doing a magical ritual. Well, what is magic? Magic is the ability to affect the world around you in accordance with your own true will. Now, there may be people watching who have a bad relationship with maybe father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, their male bloodline, their female bloodline. But what you do when you make those offerings, you know, it's a magical ritual. It's not casual, like here, just have a glass of whiskey, whatever. No, even when I had the friend over and I put a glass of whiskey, I just emptied myself and tried to connect and try to be humble and honor that connection that I have to, in this case, it was my male bloodline. If you have like bad relationships or bad stuff happening between you and your ancestors and your fathers and your mothers, and I think we all do to a certain degree, because you never get everything you want, and even if you did, boring as hell. But when you take the time to offer, even if it's just for a moment, there's this magical moment in which you are a very good son or daughter, and your ancestors is a very good father or grandmother or mother, because they accept the offering. What you do in a magical setting is, in that moment, everything is right. You are playing the role you're supposed to play, and they're playing the role they're supposed to play. And by supposed to be playing, I mean not like you have to from an external authority, but everybody's playing a role that is most beneficial for everything and is most beneficial for the whole and for the tribe. And when you keep doing that, when you constantly come back and you say, I'm honoring you, I'm being a good son, I'm being a good daughter, and you feel the energy flow, you're actually creating a good relationship with your ancestors. So there's people watching who don't have a good relationship. I think it's extra important that you honor your ancestors. It might do a lot with you emotionally, and that's okay, because it's basically, if you heal that, some of you will know what I'm talking about. If you just heal that connection that you have with your ancestors and with your parents, and just get that line good, that means you can give it good back to your children. So I actually saw a really nice meme about this just today, and I will share this on the Dutch Pagans Instagram page. If you don't already follow that, please do. And it said, ask not what your ancestors can do for you, but see what you can offer to the ancestors. That's it for today's video. Hail the old gods and hail the old ways.